Hello beautiful creatures, welcome to Of Crafts and Curios. Today I am going to be showing you my process of making my Yule altar doll for the upcoming midwinter solstice here in New Zealand. This is my fourth doll in my Wheel of the Year series here on my channel, and I am so excited to show you guys the process of making her. Yule marks the beginning of the cycle. It is the first stoke in the Wheel of the Year. So in the Northern Hemisphere, most celebrations happen around Christmas or the New Year. In New Zealand, due to being in the Southern Hemisphere, we celebrate this in the middle of June, which is the middle of our winter. The winter solstice symbolizes the return of the light. It is the longest night of the year, which means from then on out, sun is returning along with summer, so it is a celebration of rebirth and new life and light. I'm taking inspiration from this sticker I got on Redbubble by the artist Valentina Moonchild. I'll put their handle in the description box below if you wanted to check out their awesome goth fantasy illustrations. This illustration is called Yule's Spirit, and I originally got the sticker off Redbubble for my Book of Shadows, but I thought it would be a great starting place to inspire my altar doll. I won't be making a direct replica, but I will be taking inspiration from the hair and the lace collar and things like that and incorporating that into my doll's design. So to begin with, I am taking a Rochelle Goyle doll. I like her soft pale grey kind of complexion and her kind of wider set eyes. I think they'll work really well for a kind of doe inspired doll. I just removed her factory paint with my usual acetone based nail polish remover. She's got a bit of a chip in her eye, but I think that's going to be okay. And then I just hacked off her hair so that I can remove her hair plugs super easy once I remove her head. This doll's design, I am taking into consideration kind of the imagery of the doe or the foal of a deer, just because they are so elegant and gentle and they embody birth, something delicate and new, and the potential of the new year. With altar dolls, it is about representing the holiday as much as it is about setting intentions with this Sabbat and the ritual around the altar doll. So I do want to invoke that newness and fragility of life. But once I've cooked her head for a minute in some hot water so that I can easily remove the vinyl head, I am just going to take a used old rag towel and pull off her head so I don't burn my hands on the hot water. It's super easy once the vinyl's nice and squishy. And then I'm just going to put in my little sharp end scissors and remove all the hair plugs from within. Her head was really gluey, so it's a real sticky mess in there, but it's really quick and easy once the glue bonds are hot. I did forget to mention that I had cut off the doll's original ears. This is the perfect hole for me to create my armature wire for my antlers. So I'm just taking a really small gauge wire and my wire cutters, and I'm just fiddling around with finding the right length and size. And then once I'm happy, I'll thread them through, stick them out through the neck, wound off the end wire so it's less likely to rip through the holes in her head, and then begin building my armature. If you were working with a doll that didn't have air holes like mine does, and you were just working with a really thin poked through hole from the wire, you could just easily start through the neck hole and push the wire up through the hole rather than going backwards, so you have the correct or a measured amount of wire hanging out the bottom that you can twist off a little more easier than going through these giant air holes that I am doing. I built up my armature wire, and because it was really loose in the giant holes from the ears, I then secured it with just a anchoring piece of wire. Because I was going to cover it with hair, I wasn't too worried about this. To flesh out the antlers, I'm using a 2-part epoxy called Milliput. I got mine at Mighty Ape here in New Zealand. And I'm just building up a really simple base layer. I don't want them to be too thick or too detailed, so just working that in nice and quickly, using water to smooth out the details. And this is what my final antlers looks like prior to being painted. With her antlers completed, I could attach her head again. If your wire hangs down in the head a bit much, you can always cut the peg of the neck a bit shorter so that it fits nice and snug and smoothly on. Now she's ready for Mr. Super Clear, and I can begin her face up. I'm just beginning by sketching out an initial shape of the eyes and then filling in colors and building up detail in between sprays of Mr. Super Clear. As per the illustration I'm referencing and the experience of getting super cold cheeks, I am blushing her face up quite a bit. I also did opt for an entirely black sclera like the image I'm referencing, and also because Yule is still under the rule of the crone, it is still a time of darkness, and I did want to incorporate that darkness into my doll that is primarily color themed white. This is in contrast to my last Samhain doll that was in all black. I did want to really invoke that light bringer characteristic of Yule, but I also did want to pay homage to the crone by including that black sclera eye. And with her face up complete, it is time to move on to her hair. I am going to take that inspiration of that soft grey hair in the illustration and bring that through to my doll. Due to her antlers, I did have to think nice and hard about the placement of these wefts to assure I was hiding the exposed wire and hiding the weft. She looks a bit crazy with just her hair done, but I do some styling involving some braids around the antler base and a bit of a half updo kind of look. Her hair is so cute. I think it looks really beautiful. The soft curls are delightful. So now it's time to move on to her outfit. I am again doing an all white kind of look just to really invoke the lightness of Yule and snowfall in the winter. It doesn't snow in Auckland where I am in, but it does snow in New Zealand, so I thought I would play into that cold winter iciness. So I made a 4-layer skirt and then a simple pattern I followed for the top from Requiem Art, which I'll link below. I gathered all of those layers of tulle and organza together, and then I just pulled that nice and tight so it's going to be slightly puffy but not too puffy, as it is kind of an Edwardian Victorian style that I'm going for, inspired by the lace collar in the illustration. So just a really simple top. The use of pearls on the skirt is kind of to invoke snowfall. Someone said on Instagram that they thought that's what was going on, and I'm so glad that that translates. So I'm just joining the pieces together before I'll be adding a bit more detailing, including lace, more pearls, more everything. More is more. I love this 4-layered skirt for this dress. I love the second layer of mesh that has an iridescent glitter that shows you the organza top. I did add some more kind of statement lace here along the bottom, and I did fill out the skirt with a ruffle, and I just want to show you guys how beautiful these details are. They just really add a delicateness to the doll. I love the pearl as the snow kind of motif. It is just so cute. So I added a Velcro backing in case I wanted to change her outfit maybe next Yule or something like that, but so far this is the dress. I love her in it. Beforehand it was kind of translating to wedding dress, but with her in it, it does really read as that whimsical Victorian fairy tale kind of vibe, and it's just beautiful. However, it is a winter outfit, so I do think she needs a cloak. So I just put together a really simple cloak with some fluff around the edge to really drive home that doe inspiration. for her look. It's so cute and extreme and extra, and I love it. And with her outfit complete, it is time to move on to detailing and painting up her antlers. So I do just a really minimal paint job, lightening up a grey kind of color to pull it back into her hair, and adding sort of stroke textures so they look more, I guess, like wood perhaps. And then I added some iridescent glitter because I did want to kind of look like they were frosty or snow-covered antlers, and this effect really pulls off. I think it looks really, really good, so I'm so happy I went with that kind of direction. It does look frosty and cute, and when it catches the light, it is so cute. I added the same snowy, glittery detail to her boots so it looked like she had been trekking through the snow. And I love how this looks. It looks so frosty and cute. And now I'm just taking some tiny craft flat-backed pearls to embellish more of the antlers and more of her dress. I think this really ties together the look. These extra little sparkly bits of pearl, they just look so delicate and like that fallen snow, so I think this was a great addition. And now it's time to move on to her accessory. All of my altar dolls carry a symbol with them to symbolize the Sabbat, and I know you're all thinking I should have done a Yule log, but for me, again, it is about an intention being set with this doll. So I did want to create a wheel, and I kind of wanted to add the pentacle for the good luck of the new year and kind of call back to that wheel of the year turning and beginning again. So for me, the pentacle, wheel or wreath made sense. And with that, my Yule altar doll is complete. She is so cute. I think she really captures the essence of light bringing and the return of light, rebirth, and hope that this time of year symbolizes. And yeah, she is just so beautiful. I was really worried when I did the black sclera that perhaps it was going to go too fantasy too fast, but I think it is perfect and really subtle and does pay a really good homage to the inspiration illustration by Valentina Moonchild. And yes, she is delightful. I think she just turned out perfect for what I was envisioning, and I can't wait to see her on my altar this Yule. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making this doll. We have 4 Sabbats down, 4 to go, so hit that subscribe button so you can join me with the continuation of this series. Leave me a comment below with what you're doing to celebrate your midwinter or midsummer wherever you are, and hit that like button if you did enjoy today's video. Also, let me know, do you guys want to see maybe more content around my practice of the craft, or how I use dolls in my practice, or things like that? And as always, we will be back with more crafts and more curios real soon. Thanks guys, blessed be.